Well, hello there, and thank you for seeing this video. My name is Lesley Pazdzioch, and it is such it's such a great pleasure to be here. I hope whether you're here live or if you end up watching the replay of this, I hope it serves you. Excuse me, because this video is all about healing that inner critic. You know, we all have this critic inside of us, and we tend to judge others, and that's what I want to talk about today, because I truly believe that it has that inner critic has a lot to do with our misbeliefs about ourselves, about others, about the world around us. And it's interestingly enough, when I really started thinking about this and doing some research and really contemplating how to make these adjustments, and really how is it affecting our lives first, and then how can we make these adjustments so that it's not happening anymore, and what can we do to replace it, that inner critic. But I first think it's really important for people to understand, and I think once they understand, it's really going to shift a great deal of their mindset. You know, sometimes we think that when we judge or blame, shame, or criticize other people, and we get really angry and we say rude things, have rude comments, we think that, you know, we have this freedom of speech, which we do. However, when we express ourselves in a manner that is very unbecoming because of our internal beliefs, because of our internal thoughts, because of what we think and feel, and we get and angry. You know, a lot of times it happens with when it comes to politics. A lot of times it's politics that can make us crazy. Family members, friends. We can even look at co-workers and people on the road. You know, sometimes we get so frustrated because of what other people do and say, because we don't agree with it, right? And we see a lot of it on the internet. I see a lot of it. I have a really hard time reading some of the comments. I like the ones that are really uplifting, positive, that are encouraging. But then there's some that are just really slamming, and those are the comments that I want to talk about and how they're going to affect you. You know, when we really look at who we are, and we understand ourselves from the inside, we really start to begin to understand that our who we are on the inside, our conscious and our subconscious mind, our feelings, our choices, the core of who we are. When you take all these things and you put them all together, right, it makes up who we are. But a lot of the stuff that adds to that, obviously, our physical senses, but it's what we think, what we feel, and what we do, right? And because those are the things that add to our subconscious mind, and they make up who we are. That's why positive affirmations work. That's why meditation works. That's why just having that positive mindset altogether really affects your whole body. And I can tell you, I used to be pretty sarcastic about things because I was bitter and angry. But when I made this shift of trying to always see the good, something good, something positive, something that would benefit me, or something that would benefit them, something of my own benefit. I'll just be honest. It was something that was good for me, that made me feel good, especially in those times when I know that other people were judging me, other people were criticizing me. I would always try to find something good in that other person. And I would never look at what they were doing towards me. Because when I did look at what they were doing, the slander, the negative talk, putting me down, all this stuff, right? Um, Mostly, and I'll be honest, mostly it was in the situations when you get divorced. And it always, shocked me that if you could love somebody, how could you be that angry with them after? I mean, we all get angry, but how can you just treat somebody so poorly? But that's something to think about. Anyway, my point is this: that that's that inner critic that needs to be healed, and the reason it needs to be healed is because that inner criticism, it's actually, it goes into our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind is only familiar with us. It only knows us. It doesn't know that everything else that's going around. Our subconscious mind only knows what we think, what we say, and what we feel, right? But if we're putting that out, that's what our subconscious mind thinks about ourselves, because it doesn't know any of the other people, right? It doesn't know about the party. It just knows about the party, right? You, the party. It doesn't know about the people that are around you at this party. And so when you start saying negative things and you start criticizing and judging and blaming, that's what you are telling your subconscious mind. And this is where a lot of these negative belief systems come from. And what you're doing is every time we do that, we're covering up our core values, our core goodness. We're covering up the core of who we are, as in false beliefs or misbeliefs. And as they start to build up, because we're judging other people, therefore our subconscious mind hears it, and it sees how we treat others. It hears how we speak of others. Therefore, that starts to make up who we are. And we see these as false beliefs, but it doesn't know any different, right? It doesn't know any different. And so this causes it causes such havoc in our lives when we do this, when we continue it. And it's interesting because I don't think a lot of people realize, we think that when we're criticizing others, or we're treating them unfairly, or we're just angry with them, or we disagree with them, we think that it's okay for us to act out, because we have freedom of speech, which you do. But you need to realize what that freedom, just like our free will, what is that freedom bringing into your life? How is this serving you? Is criticizing another person really serving you? Because subconsciously, you believe that that's what you're saying about yourself. Because what we put out into the world, we're bringing back into us, right? The world's energetic. That's why positive affirmations, people use positive affirmations. That's why people use positive statements. This is all about perspectives, that they really look at a better perspective. They try to change their perspective in one area of your life, but then the other area of your life, it's just not even really considered. So I think it's really important that we become aware of whatever you're putting out is coming back in. And then when you're criticizing and you're judging, and then people are doing it to you and you think it's fair, and then it's this tug of war and back and forth that never stops. It never stops. But then there's the few individuals that don't fight back, that don't engage, right? They're not engaging. And people think they're weak. They're not weak. They just know something that others don't know. I don't like, I can't stand confrontation. To be honest with you, I avoid it. I think that there's some levels of healthy disagreements, but confrontation, no. I don't, I don't put up with it because I don't believe that fighting, screaming, yelling, blaming, getting into these big battles is really worth it. I think that if you have a disagreement with somebody that's close to you, that there's an opportune time to be able to say, this makes me uncomfortable, or can we talk about this? You can talk about everything. There's conversation, and you can have, differences, and you can and they can be a little heated, or I don't know the right word. Anyway, we can disagree, and it's okay to agree to disagree. And much of the time, or sometimes you have to agree to disagree because we're all on our own journey. None of us are going to be exactly what the other person wants, needs, and we need to and we're not all going to like the same thing. But it's through our interactions that we grow our soul. And here's where it all comes together. It is through our interactions that we grow our soul. And if the interaction has to do with judging, is associated with speaking poorly about other people, putting them down, that's what you're putting into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is not hearing compromise. It's not hearing agree to disagree. It's not hearing, I'm going to just see where that takes me. It's not hearing, well, I'm going to hold this peace because I'm really not sure. It's not hearing, I'm glad I learned this because now I'm more certain about what I believe. It's not hearing, that was interesting. How is this affecting my current beliefs or my previous beliefs now that I have this new information? See, we're all tied together, and this has a lot to do with enlightenment. When we realize that all of us, everything is connected. I mean, it's really connected. So when you live listening to your heart and listening to your mind in certain perspectives, actually, it's not really your mind. It's more, I listen more to my heart, and I listen more to my gut, my soul, because my mind's creative, and but my heart, it doesn't ever lie to me. And my soul, as long as I'm pure of heart and pay attention, my soul will always be open and growing. And it makes a tremendous amount, this really makes a tremendous amount of help, and I hope that it's helping you. That criticism causes so much havoc in your own life, and that's when we are our own worst enemies, and we don't even understand that. And the things that we're doing unconsciously, through our thoughts and through our words, they all rebound back to us in some way or another. They come right back to us. And it's really, really essential to be aware of the power of those words and the thoughts that you have about others. Very, very aware of it. If you don't like something or agree with something with somebody, that's fine. But it's what you do in those instances that matter the most. I hope this video helped you, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. Thank you again, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to be doing at 1 o'clock, I'll be doing the conversations. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a really great day.